The tool that I'm sharing tonight is ClassDojo, and this is a classroom management tool that I use to kind of keep my kids on task in class, and it also helps with the classroom management as it relates to behavior. So let's get started. So with the logins, the teacher set up the account, and once the teacher set up the account, students and parents will be provided with codes to one, it allows students to be accountable for their behavior and their participation in class, and parents, it kind of helps them, log onto the computer and see what it is that their kids, if they're actively engaged. So it involves the parents in that aspect. So I'm going to log in as a teacher, um, and I have all my stuff already saved. This is my personal computer. Um, when you get to the main screen, this is what you will see. As you all see, I have all of my classes set up. I teach high school, 9 through 12, and this is actually it is an effective tool in my classes. I set up one class for this particular class, and so we're going to start here. These are the students that I have in the class. I have Bob, Jill, John, and Susie. And so we can actually go in and you can take attendance. You can award um, positive or negative reactions to each student. And you can set a timer for the class. You can do display settings as it relates to the class. So let's do that. All right, so right now we can edit the students and their behaviors. Right now there are 4 students in the class, like as I stated, Bob, Jill, John, and Susie. I am going to add a Fred, and we need another girl. We'll call her Becky. Okay, we have a Becky. All right, now you can also click on each one of these. You can choose the avatars for each student. Let's say I want Becky to be this little thing here, and I want to change Fred to that. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. And what I wanted, one thing that I wanted you all to see is that you can put basic info about the class or the students, but we can also customize behaviors. Excuse me. You have the positive rewards, and you also have the negative behaviors there as well. You can add your own. Just say I'll add one for sleeping, and I'll save that one. All right, and then I'm going to add a positive one for let's see, say we have homework completed. Okay, and we'll save that one. All right, so we'll save this. And then here's the window, because we just created the account, where you can connect with student accounts. And you can actually print this out, and there's a code associated with it. And the students can actually put in the code, and they'll be able to access their information as it relates to their behavior and attendance in class. But we're going to do not now. All right? So we have our 6 students. We have them here. And I had attendance recorded because I was playing around with this a little while earlier, but I'm going to click here again. And we're going to say that Susie is absent. Let's see. Susie's absent and Fred is absent. Okay? And attendance is saved. All right. So with taking attendance, the thing about attendance is once you take it in ClassDojo, it will not be imported into another, say, a district approved attendance system. But the reason why you take attendance is because it kind of helps you when it's time for you to reward or take away points. And I want to show you that in a second. But what I do want you all to see is Fred and Susie, are their little avatars are almost invisible because they're absent. When you get to, just say, when it's time to call on a student, the thing I like about ClassDojo is that you can select the random button, and it will select a student based on, I can award Bob I can reward Bob, so he was helping others, and there is his instant point. And so, and it pops up, and I like to use this with my smart board. I'm just gonna give him another reward. And I want you to see at the bottom where it says Bob gets an extra point for helping others. This is an instant motivator for students because when they hear that sound, they instantly look up because they want to see who's getting a reward. Also, you can also go and award multiple students. You can select the students. And those are the students. I can select all the students, or I can select the students I want to give a award, and they were doing teamwork. Okay, so two students each get a point for teamwork. Now, as with every positive side to things, there are negative sides. So just say that John kept talking, and I want to, he's going to get a negative because he was talking out of turn. Okay, so John gets the negative for talking out of turn, but then that kind of motivates John to want to do a little bit more. And so later on in class, if I check and he's on task, now he's out of the negative and he doesn't have any points, but hopefully John will do something to gain more points. Another feature with ClassDojo that I like to use in my class is the timer. And so with the timer is I always do the countdown, and we'll do a minute, and I'll tell them, okay, I want to give you 10 minutes for the warm up, or in this case, because we don't have a lot of time, we'll say a minute, and then you set it. And when you start it, you can have that displayed. I like to use this with my in focus machine on my smart board, so it's displayed large in front of the class, and the kids know that they have a certain amount of time to complete whatever the task is. All right, so I'm going to stop that, and you can also reset it, but I want to stop it, and let's pause that. Okay. All right, so and let's see what else we have. You can hide the timer. Going back to when it's time to end the class, you go here, and then this is where your data comes in at. Okay, you can look at how this is really an eye opener for me, because when I first started using the tool, I noticed that I was always quick to, whenever time a kid did anything wrong, I was giving the negative feedback. But then I realized at the end of class, when I was looking at this gives me a good, good perception of where I'm headed as a teacher, because sometimes it kind of lets me know, okay, maybe I need to change my seating chart. Okay, they have a trend spotter, which is basically it tells you each day, how the behavior versus the positive and negatives each day. You can look at your attendance for each day as it related to, for each student. You can do this week, that kind of thing, or you can click on each individual student. Because we only did one class, Fred and Susie didn't receive anything because they were absent. And then you have the parent accounts and the student logins. We can click here, and it tells you how to get the invitations for your students. It tells you how to print codes for each parent. And then, like I said, you can go back and you can look at each person individually as it relates to their particular behavior for this week. You can do just today, this month, all time, and that kind of thing. You can look at positive, most positives, that kind of thing. And if you look right here, Bob had the most. Okay. And so this is ClassDojo. It's a lot of features to it. I am actually learning. As I am learning with Screenmatic, and I'm really enjoying this class because it's very informative, and that's how I found ClassDojo. But if you're an educator, there are some aspects to ClassDojo that I think most districts are paying for, or there are codes associated with it, where you can unlock different things. But this is a free version. And another thing about this is that you can connect on the mobile. Each one of these the app is available at the Apple Store as well as the Android Google Play Store, and then they also have other devices. Okay, and that's basically it. Thank you for listening to my video.